Live streaming is on.
Okay. Much like a lot, or you could even say all of the writing of Hunter S. Thompson. This presentation will be a mix of fact and fiction, if only because I'm very involved, very opinionated on this subject, which is Wikipedia, the Wikimedia Foundation for Content Generation. I'd like to give some of my experiences, and then there's a lot on Wikipedia, you know, and there's a lot of high quality, but a lot of low quality stuff. And I'd like to be able to kind of cut through it and kind of point out the good parts and hopefully convert some of you into editors or encourage you to edit more if you have edited in the past. So just to clarify, clear things up, we have the Wikimedia Foundation. They're the nonprofit. They're the one who are always begging you for donations, right? They have like a board. They do a lot of stuff, and notably, right? They maintain the Media Wiki software, which is open source. I think it runs on like PHP, MySQL. It's a bit antiquated, definitely not hip, but it does a lot of work. And notably, the largest, probably infamous installation of that is Wikipedia itself. Other projects, however, which also run off of Media Wiki software, like your ArchWiki, your Gentoo Wiki, Fandom, the website, that's like a for-profit version, or it's just like for-profit hosting of Media Wiki software, which that company was co-founded by one of the creators of Wikipedia, but neither here nor there. So Wikimedia Foundation, different from Media Wiki, different from Wikipedia. You can tell there wasn't a whole lot of forethought with the names, but that's okay. You can see some of the projects here. We'll get to Wikipedia. I did want to point out a couple things that you as technical people would find real awesome, or I would hope so. One of those is Wikifunctions. Wikifunctions it's effectively a ripoff of a previous website called Rosetta Code. What it tries to do is it tries to be a like catalog or like Paul Erdos' The Book of computer functions. And for each one of these computer functions, they aim to have an implementation in one of many different computer languages. I haven't used it a whole lot. They changed, it just got out of beta. They changed the interface again when I was looking at this earlier today. But if you, maybe if you really, really want to drill down and get a feel for, the NOT operator, like do it, write it in 20 different languages and contribute it for free. Check that out. I think it's an interesting project. I don't know what the grand like overarching forever plan for that is. Is that a question?
So like functions like as in like certain algorithms, like sorting algorithms beyond this?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's like I use a kind of spurious example of NOT, but if you go under Boolean operations, it'll have NOT listed underneath there, and it's like general test cases for all the inputs, and it also has a list of the languages, the implementations that are represented there.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, right.
What's a persistent object?
It's a great question.
This reminds me of the encyclopedia of integer sequences, but for code.
Yeah.
What? Just like every sequence?
Like
every
Fibonacci.
shell sequence?
No, like Fibonacci, squares, primes.
They have some kind of interactive view.
On wiki functions
Yeah.
per function.
Oh, this is cool.
They're like running
Persistent function.
in
Can you show some
JavaScript.
examples?
Yeah, sure. But like not. Try this function. Okay. But yeah, I'll be like,
Python, isn't it like under the word implementation or how you do? Oh, that's wait, what?
Is that
Oh, I guess because it's like.
yeah, kind of, kind of trivial, but it's cool.
that's good.
Oh, arrow function.
Yeah.
So is this like wikifunctions.org like is it?
Yeah, wiki functions are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's like another way you can tell it's like a sort of new, is that it doesn't follow like the URL like naming scheme that you'll find for the other like official Wikimedia projects. But yes, absolutely, check out wiki functions and do a presentation on it because there's a lot there, and like I said, it's new, and so there's a lot of work to be done.
Well, they have it in other languages as well.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If you ever want to feel like how it is to learn programming, if English isn't your first language, that would be hard. Another thing, which I didn't find until like a year after editing Wikipedia, is Wikitech. Wikitech is split into two different things. Cloud services there at the top is for like editors who have a need for cloud resources that the Wikimedia Foundation will provide to you for free if you can make a case for it. Or if you have like a bot, or if you have like automated editing that has gotten approved, like that's where that will be run, like and totally for free. I've never made use of that just because I haven't written any tools that have made use or have justifiably needed to be used there. But it's good to know that it is there. Probably what I found more interesting, and I probably read more of when I first found it, was the like infrastructure of how like the Wikimedia Foundation projects are run in like excruciating detail. Like it's not the only unique thing about Wikimedia, but like if you've ever been curious about how one of the world's most trafficked websites runs, it's all here. It's all open. You can see it in its entirety, read it all, watch, see the edits. Like, if you want to know how they, service millions or probably billions, trillions of hits, it's all there. So cool. I think they run off of 6 data centers. One of them is in Singapore.
Are the other 5 in the States?
Well, God, if we could see.
Actually, like who pays for like the Wikipedia data center?
So the Wikimedia Foundation does. And then if you quote unquote like work for Wikipedia, like there aren't any paid editors on the Wikimedia Foundation like payroll, but if you are like a site reliability engineer for them, your paycheck will come from the Wikimedia Foundation.
And is it like non-profit, like fully sponsored?
Yes, it is nonprofit. Like they have more than enough money to cover their co-location costs.
And like just last question, but do you know who sponsors that?
Well, readers like yourself. And they also, I mean, they get big donations from, from like institutional, governments. I've never looked it up, but I would assume that the Wikimedia Foundation gets a large check from people like Google because, at the top of Google search, you always see those Wikipedia, or not always, but often you'll see like the Wikipedia page right then and there. Or if you go to like a YouTube video that's controversial, like that's pulling from Wikipedia. So I'd at least hope that someone like Google cuts them a check for stuff like that. But yeah, that's how they do it. Okay. Wikipedia, though, is another Wikimedia Foundation project. If you're not aware. This is a free encyclopedia. Anyone can edit it. It is so great because anyone can really do it. Some of the things that you might not know about the Wikipedia editing interface, some of the things that are so useful that I found only after a long time. I'd just like to kind of take you through the interface. If anyone has any questions about how, how do you do something? How does something work? I'd love to answer that. If anyone's been bitten or like scolded or had like an edit reverted without reason, I'd love to be able to answer that. I've talked to a few people who've had those experiences. Everyone should do it. So
who governs the editors?
say that again.
Who governs the editors?
Themselves. They're self-governed.
So if you want to make an edit to a page, is it like you need to get some consensus from at least 10 other editors?
No. So Wikipedia has a guideline where they encourage editors to be bold. Like if you see something that's wrong, change it. Right? They have a bias towards action, and that is generally true across all of the 6 million plus articles on Wikipedia. Where consensus comes in is if there is a disagreement about someone's actions. And it is important to note that consensus is not majority agreement. There's no like voting per se. It's you have to like come to an agreement about it.
So if that's the case, like then what is stopping like a malicious like organization from like this? Rewriting all of their own articles.
That does happen.
Oh, okay.
Governments do that, companies do that, right? People do that, individuals. But yeah, Wikipedia is not so much a product of the Wikimedia Foundation. There's no one on the payroll at the Wikimedia Foundation who writes articles. But Wikipedia is really just the aggregate of its users. And the content, I think, reflects that. Yes.
So sometimes articles can be locked on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
What causes that? What's the process for articles to be locked? Can articles ever be unlocked? Have more articles been locked like recently? Is there like a time-based trend to that?
Yeah, so, well, this one is locked. Yeah, there are, so articles can have various levels of restrictions on them. Usually those restrictions are based upon the standing of the editor. So if you are an anonymous IP editor, you don't really have that many rights. You're kind of like the bottom, but we respect the IP editors, and that's like the Wikipedia does as well.
I'd be referring to literally, do they have a consistent IP?
No account.
Yes.
They don't need to log in.
Yeah.
Show it is consistent, right?
There's someone in New Jersey who has like tens of thousands of edits as an IP editor. They just don't want to make accounts. The locking process or the like restricted access is granted based on your standing as an editor. And so like the more edits that you have, like the more editing, like maybe your edits can go live immediately, or maybe some restrictions are an admin has to approve any edits before they go live. Really, you don't get too many more like automatic privileges past 500 edits. But yeah, the people who do or have the ability to lock articles are admins. Admins are editors of good standing who have been approved by the community. They're admins with like a couple thousand edits and have like been doing it for like a couple of years. But there are also admins who have like tens of thousands of edits and have been on Wikipedia for like 20 years. And admins have more than just like this locking, unlocking, restricting power. But it's probably one of the most noticeable for sure.
So just to clarify, are there basically two levels of permission restriction on an article? Is it either locked or unlocked, or is there more?
There's more than that.
Okay.
Some of them have like no one. If you have over the 500 edits, then your edits will go live immediately. Some are like, you have to be logged in and then it will go immediately. Some, I think like a very select few are like, no one can edit this except admins, which is not very unusual, considering that there are probably, I think there are around 1,100 admins and a couple 100,000 registered users. So, is it?
300,000 active editors and then 120 million registered users.
Okay.
But I guess not every registered user is necessarily. Sorry.
Like this number has been going down continuously. The active editors, which how do they define that? It's probably like an edit in the last 6 months in a given month. Yeah. So yeah. You can you can see what it is. Semi-protected due to vandalism. One of the reasons, like, of course, that protects the content from like vandals, but for living people, for articles on people who are alive, if there is defamatory material added to their page, the Wikimedia Foundation can be held liable for libel, and so they can be like very strict about pages on living people for the logging. Anything else? Another thing that Wikipedia has that is nice and is not immediately obvious is that it has different namespaces for all the content on Wikipedia. Everything is practically a page, but Wikipedia will separate out. We have the article space, is what they call it, is what most people interact with. It contains articles, as you might guess. But we also have our user space, which is where we have our user pages and their subpages. Here's mine.
Still have what are those called? The banners or
These are user boxes or user boxing.
what are they called? Like when you just like put that on your own website? Because I know there's like an older term for it. It's not.
to a shield or a badge.
Badge, maybe something.
badge or it wouldn't be not a web ring, right?
I think,
Whatever it's
I just like the term used on like forums and stuff.
Signature kind
Signature with the compilation of all of this.
of. Okay. They also have the like Wikipedia user space. We have all of the help texts, all of the very carefully written information on Wikipedia's go-to. One of the things that took me a while to figure out, because it's totally untenable to start from like the top and read through all of these. And you don't need to do that either. But on Wikipedia, a lot of these are a lot of things that get like thrown around as gospel are really guidelines, which are things that have kind of seeped through the culture and have been accepted as good practice by the community, but they are not set in stone, and they're not laws, and there are exceptions to them depending on the circumstance. If you can make your case, a lot of people forget that. A lot of people don't know it. It took me a long time to realize that, because there are also like policies. What's that? Sorry.
This is the version that is not like the 5 pillars.
Yes. Yeah. The five pillars of content on Wikipedia, which probably a lot of people don't even know these. Why would they, right? But yeah, it's they're lofty goals, and yeah, I don't think I have anything to add to that. But yeah, that's the Wikipedia namespace. Lots of meta stuff on there. They also have the templates. Let's see. So I have the template namespace, which is where you'll find any repeatable pieces of content that you see all the time on pages, like those fun. We got these guys over here. This is what's known as info box, and it just allows for saving time when you're marking up or writing these pages. Probably most of them are written in Wikitext, which is the markup language of Wikipedia, and it's really hard to read. Well, not really hard to read, but most of them are just like one long continuous character stream. A select few have been converted to use Lua, which that's a delightful, large opportunity there, if anyone wants to take it. But yeah, most people have not. But yeah, there are a lot of templates that are on like my to-do list where, like, gosh, this would be so much nicer. But it's kind of like the death by 1,000 cuts with things that could be improved on Wikipedia. But so let's see here. One of the another benefits of becoming an editor and getting your 500 edits is something called the Wikipedia library, which the Wikimedia Foundation will basically just make partnerships with these sources of information. These very expensive, these very much not free providers of information, and they will provide that, provide access to those databases to editors who have the 500 plus edits. They've been around for a little while, and the 10 edits in the last 30 days sounds like a lot. It really isn't. There are no restrictions on those, so it's like, if you change the typo, that counts. And then those blocks are something that admins can hand down. Like if you have like really strong opinions on a certain topic and you can't control yourself when you're editing certain articles, you might get a topic block. And if you're caught editing any article within that space, you might get your account revoked. Which I don't have any blocks, but I've seen people with blocks or people who should be blocked. But yes.
Info sounds like multiple websites that are in this list.
Yes.
Springer is pretty notable.
Yeah. Springer's a big one.
Yeah, I just like these ones.
That's a good question.
Let's put the ACM on there.
Yeah, ACM. Oh, IEEE export is pretty good.
Yeah. Newspapers.com is pretty nice.
Is there any current affairs, like news websites on there?
I want to say New York Times is, they're working on it. They're trying to. Let's see what else I got down here.
But Wiki News is also a thing with like Libre news articles, or their Creative Commons, I suppose.
Yeah. Haaretz is a news service. Is that a question?
That was not much, it was just a foreign, like, good access to foreign writers, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Nature is a big one. Oxford is good. But yeah, I get access to all these for free. And yeah, I do. And add sources, add citations, but like a lot of this just makes it like easier to get access to content. And they are continuously adding to it. All of these over here in this tab are ones that you can request access to. I've never needed to, but it should be fairly easy. They don't seem to ask too many questions for what it's for. But yeah, I really cherish this. This would keep me on Wikipedia on its own. Okay. Yes.
Do you think the purpose of this is like mainly to let the people edit articles have like credible sources, or like do you think it's just a perk, like to encourage people to?
Credible sources. Yeah.
Okay.
It's to empower editors to use high quality sources. Which, yeah, that's good. But another way, if you're looking for sources, is that some of these users on here, and also at the resource exchange, which is like a forum on Wikipedia for users to say, hey, I need this piece of information, or I need this book. Does anyone have it, or is anyone nearby? And so what you can do is then request on there, and usually if it's for a Wikipedia article, someone will typically gladly go and get it for you. And specifically, like for me, oh no, there it is. I have this here that I have access to the University of Illinois Library, and it's local collections. No one has taken me up on the offer yet, though. I'm still waiting. That's okay. So, I think one of the tools that you can get access to on here is like these X tools, which provides a detailed breakdown of contribution and editorship for a certain page. One of the just things that really blows my mind is on this Newton laws of motion, which has 70,000 page views for the past 30 days. Probably has kept that up for a decade, and probably will still be visited that often a decade from now. But like this article is almost entirely written by one user who just sat down and did it. And I think that is, I think there are there are hundreds, if not thousands, of core competency articles out there that are in awful shape that anyone, if they really wanted to, could bring it up into good shape or featured article status, as they say. And I think as a compendium of knowledge, that is very noble. That would be a great contribution to the world if you want it. So, let's see. Apparently I do not have SVG. Math. Yeah.
You said that project was called the Wicked Project Resource Exchange?
Probably Wikipedia Resource Exchange, if I had to guess. Yeah, there you go.
That one, yeah.
Mhm. Brings us to these. If you're someone here already have their, besides Sam, does anyone here have an account on Wikipedia?
Oh.
Nice. What editing have you done, if any?
Just made one. I'm going to add some sources to the OSPF article.
Nice. After you do that, if you're looking for articles to edit on Wikipedia, there are groups of editors who join together and form these wiki projects, which are content related, just like groups of articles that people will try to add some purpose, some organization to what to edit and when, and how to watch certain articles. So some of them that I am quite fond of is we've got cryptography. There's something like computer science. So what you can do as part of this wiki project, in addition to bragging about it on your user page by adding the user box, you can, for example, set up these article alerts where if someone, maybe an editor within that wiki project says that this article is it should be deleted, or there are some extraneous articles here, they need to be come together, and you already know a lot about computer science. It's kind of the infrastructure, making it easier for you to focus on the important thing, which is adding content, getting things better.
Is that more like
Mhm.
a transistor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's how it goes. That's yeah. What is anyone else considering creating an account, or has anyone thought to create an account and did not? And if not, why?
I haven't really thought about it before.
If you had to make a decision right now, would you make an account?
Well, I mean, it's pretty low stakes. So
Yeah.
probably would,
That sounds like a yes.
if I get reminded when I have.
You don't even need an email address.
Huh?
Username and password.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
I mean, I'm like off on a tangent here, but like most companies or like people like own their own Wikipedia pages or like
I guess no one owns the pages themselves. All the content on Wikipedia that you add has to be under a like non-commercial license, I believe. And so you might still retain ownership, but like anyone can use it for commercial or non-commercial reasons. So I have I've ran into it personally, and there are some very infamous stories of like some of the companies that have like really egregious editing. Wolfram here in town, and specifically the founder, Stephen Wolfram, prolific Wikipedia editor, where he or someone he has paid will go through Wikipedia and add citations to his work. And it at one point was so bad that a neologism came about, and that anytime you find Stephen Wolfram's footprints, it's wolf spam. So
I mean, as long as they're legitimate citations,
Uh,
or that they weren't.
well, yeah, are those if they're not false citations, but are they the most relevant ones? And I should say one of Wikipedia's 5 pillars is Wikipedia is an encyclopedia, and so if you're on Wikipedia editing, you should be there to build an encyclopedia. And if you are a person who is going around adding citations to your own work, are you really there to build the encyclopedia as your primary goal? Most would say no. Yes. Same reason. There's like a mechanical engineering, former mechanical engineering professor at U of I, who wrote most of his own article. And I should say most of his own article because another large portion of it was written by a user who's a PhD student in that professor's lab, which I find very distasteful. Very, very distasteful.
Just imagine that conversation.
God, it's like, well, and he's a former mechanical engineering professor because now he works for the president of the university. So,
can you show the page?
if I can, let's see.
Let's see the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, let's see. He was like number 3 or something. Let's see. Man, I don't think I'll be able to remember his name. I will say, there's another person who this person almost certainly wrote a majority of their article, which is also very unfortunate, considering she's now in the U.S. House of Representatives.
Is there talk about it?
No, that was like, well, so for me, you can focus on like, exercising like people who just add garbage to the encyclopedia, or you can like focus your time on like adding good stuff. And typically I will, turn towards like, I'm going to focus on making things better rather than like kind of taking bad things out. But yeah, this person absolutely did. I like never, opened the accusation officially until like an official investigation with the relevant RFC process. But there's like a history of, well, I think she's been doing it since like she was in high school, really. And has been doing it on multiple accounts. And
So how do you go about kind of seeing that like this person's really under control?
well, typically I'll be reading an article, and a section or a passage will stick out to me as like self-promotional or like kind of bullshit. I'm like, oh, cool, great,
So it's like I assume you've read a lot of Wikipedia articles being editor. So so there's kind of a sense you get that like this paragraph is like,
this is like promotional or like, this is not encyclopedic. And so I'll, if something kind of like trips me up, I'll be like, that's kind of weird. I will then go over here to this like external tool where I'll do like find addition or removal. This is the type of thing that's hosted like with those wiki tech. And so I can use this tool. I'll throw in a string from that, and it
like
will.
From the fluff paragraph.
Yes. Yeah. I'll put the fluff in here, and then this will search for it for when it was inserted, and it will also tell me which user inserted that. And so after that, then I will click. I'll go to that user. Let's see. I don't want to frame an innocent person here. Well, actually, she created her own, so we'll just go to hers. So yeah, her page, and then we can. So if we go from like a wiki blame, and the wiki blame comes up and says like this promotional material was edited by this user, I'll head over to their user page, and you can see a user's contributions over here, which very interesting, right?
Also username with her birth year in it.
Yeah, isn't that strange, right?
So.
And well, Jack Markle is she's from Delaware, and this guy is another politician from Delaware who, if you look up online, like she has it listed that she worked for this guy. It's like, oh wow, that's strange. And so yeah, this is like another like red flag kind of, and especially right. Like creating a new page for a person, certainly today she's absolutely notable as a member of the House of Representatives. It's like, exactly.
What was on the page 10 years ago?
What?
What did she do 10 years ago to get?
Go back in time.
Can you look at, look at the page as of 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Wikipedia is very good at that.
Yes, they are. Yeah, so then this would have been, this would have been her like quote unquote first commit.
Ah, it was 1990, my favorite day.
Interesting. Well, and you can also like look.
So this would have been the full content of the first page for this.
Yes, at this time. Yeah, I guess we can go back to the history over here, and we can see that she's kind of like rapid firing, like through, it's like she got most of it done in one night.
What if she was doing it for access to the wiki library?
You know what? I respect the hustle, right? I can, you can also see where, well, I guess another thing that sticks out to me is that the formatting for the article is not consistent with Wikipedia's manual style, which like kind of indicates, it's like a new user and like maybe they don't care that much. Like for the manual style, like the O and out and coming out should not be capitalized. Like strange that none of these are formatted at all. Typically it's references and not sources. Yeah. Who gained notoriety is you're not supposed to say is the most notable. You're supposed to just say what this person did and let the reader decide if that is notable or not.
So there's kind of like, there's kind of tiny like specific things.
Yeah.
That you like yes.
Yeah.
And then, so I assume that Wikipedia is not exactly a fan of this practice.
No, they hate it. And
Is it explicitly disallowed, or is it just like per sort of thing?
Although it is technically allowed to write an article about yourself, it is, I'm of the opinion that there is no one who will get it right. Like, there's no circumstance where someone writes their own article and it's not like poorly written or goes against.
Read the last sentence in the coming out paragraph. There's no way that's verifiable.
In the first or the second? The coming out?
Yeah, the last sentence in that. In 2012.
Yeah, what's the source on that?
9.
There's
That's like another thing. WAMU is.
I think, oh no, it's not.
WAMU is reliable.
I think it's pretty cool that they maintain like a list of like which news sources they're gonna like not question that much, and the ones that they're gonna question more, or like default not accept unless there's a good reason. Which is actually like there's a lot of, I think it's like pretty well maintained, despite like a lot of controversy. Yeah, and so like if you want to read the controversy, go here and like find one of the right ones and see all the people who argue about it.
Yeah. And like some of these getting like demoted, like made the news itself. Like this decision made mainstream news.
Oh. Oh, it even shows the history of it. So,
Yeah.
So if you actually scroll back up,
Mhm.
you'll see ADL originally was green.
Yeah.
And then there
I think those are sections of like focus. So
I
yes.
see.
Yeah. If you're looking for a history of the discussion, that would be this column.
Oh, I see. They break it down by topic,
Which is actually a really good idea, because like Fox News outside of politics is very different than Fox News outside of politics.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like for some of these sources,
Reddit.
right, like some sources like ZDNet got bought out, and the new owners just totally trashed it. And it's the same with the Economist. Okay, so Economist has been updated then.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I assume like if in an article you are like pointing out that there was coverage that such a thing happened, even then it might make sense to actually like cite one of the red article, like red article, like an article from like the red source, not to like say what they're saying is factual, but to point out there was like discussion on the topic, for example.
If you're not like repeating their fact or claim, but just claiming that they made a claim.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Potentially, also like these are not hard and fast. So like you can like if you have a reason, you can say like, yeah, I know this is red, this specific, this, that, something.
Yeah.
So like something like the Washington Free Beacon, like they don't seem to have like a rhyme or reason for like applying their editorial standards. And so like sometimes they've got like really great stuff, and then sometimes they just publish garbage. And so, yeah, they're like a chart like this doesn't very accurate.
What is this page called?
Reliable sources, Wikipedia:reliable sources.
Yeah. I search in.
Yeah, I use this sometimes to see if no. Yeah, to see like if, and then / perennial, so there's a subpage of that actually. So it's / perennial source.
Yeah.
I use this to see if a source is good.
Yeah. You can also do like the shorthand. There are redirects. Yeah. You just look at WP:RS PS, which is nice. So, yeah. Yeah, there was like I was just reading an article last night. There's an article on Wikipedia about like an admin who had been there for like 20 years, and he was kind of abusing this list by just like removing citations to a specific source, like doing that, a few times every minute. And it was just like kind of slashing and burning, removing content and then just like pointing back to this list, which I don't know. Yeah. And gosh, it's really got water too. So, yeah. Yeah, if you're motivated by clicks, if you derive some satisfaction from people reading what you have read, it's not as hard as you might think to get a lot of eyes on your content. I was bored one weekend, and I worked on like 2 articles that were brand new, that were both of them were in the news, and it was like 100,000 views on them, and half the article. And I was like, cool, it was fun.
I just made 2 edits to the PDF article covering 2 different things that I noticed when I skimmed through the article twice.
Yeah.
At what point is that just like useless? Like, at what point is it bad form to just go in the article, do a minor edit, look at it again? Oh, there's another minor edit.
Make them as minor and atomized as possible.
Okay, so that way if there's a reversion, then you can easily get the scope of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the
I'm going to soup kitchen. Are you asking us to work to go to?
No, I'm just saying, if you guys want to go there.
I mean, they do. We can continue a discussion on the way.
Yeah.
Yes. Gosh, I've got quite a few.
I'm going somewhere else.
Brett, I'm feeling the bread company is just